Avengers Endgame has made its way to theaters loaded with payoff and Easter eggs for almost all 21 MCU movies before it, and we're going to run through all of them. BD here, and let me just say, major spoilers ahead. If you haven't seen Avengers Endgame, this is not the video for you. If you have, let's continue and run through the dozens of eggs which the Russo brothers cooked up, which range from ant-sized details like Hope Van Dyne calling Captain America Cap after making fun of Scott Lang for doing just that in Ant-Man and the Wasp, or as massive as a potential reference to Namor, aka Marvel's Aquaman. Let's start there. In a meeting between the remaining heroes, Okoye acknowledges that there was an earthquake underwater in the Atlantic Ocean. This isn't the first time Wakanda and the Atlantic Ocean have come up in the MCU. Iron Man 2 showed some blips on the map, prompting speculation about both of them, but this underwater earthquake seems to be the second major tease of Namor and his Atlantean Empire. Trying to keep this in chronological order, we'll start at the beginning, where Tony Stark sent a message to Pepper Potts. His call out of not posting his message on social media might be a callback to his introductory scene in the first Iron Man movie, where he tells a soldier not to post their photo on his MySpace page. After the 5-year time jump, director Joe Russo makes a cameo, playing the first openly gay character in the MCU during a therapy session with Captain America. And he also brought a couple of Community cast members into the mix again, with Ken Jeong making a cameo as a security guard and Yvette Nicole Brown being an employee at Camp Lehigh. Thor had been spending his time at New Asgard, which is literally the new Asgard after the original was destroyed in Ragnarok. This town was formerly known as Townsburg, the site of Odin's army versus the Frost Giants from the first Thor, and the same place where the Red Skull hunted the Tesseract in Captain America: The First Avenger. In New Asgard, we see Korg wearing a pineapple romper, the same one which Ragnarok director and Korg actor Taika Waititi has made famous. When Scott Lang enters the movie, he does it in a storage space labeled number 616, a reference to the 616 universe from Marvel Comics, which is where the main stories take place. Time travel made for a lot of Easter eggs and references. For example, Tony heads to 2012 and climbs Stark Tower, eventually jumping off of it almost in the exact same way as he did in the first Avengers movie, free falling as his suit comes together. Meanwhile, Captain America enters an elevator with all the same Hydra agents acting like S.H.I.E.L.D. guys as he did in the epic scene from The Winter Soldier. This time around, he slips a Hail Hydra in instead of fighting them, nodding to Steve Rogers' Captain America #1, where Cap used the same phrase. In 2013, Thor is back in Thor: The Dark World, where he gets some more time with his mother Frigga just before she is killed by the Dark Elves. In 2014, Nebula and War Machine encounter the opening scene from the first Guardians of the Galaxy movie, where Peter Quill is dancing to the sound of Come and Get Your Love. Going further back in time to April 4th, 1970, the original Ant-Man helmet is seen in Hank Pym's lab, along with a de-aged Michael Douglas, and Captain America's suit is labeled Rosco, paying homage to Roscoe Simmons, a character who was once Captain America in the books. Plus, the Jarvis fans who watched Agent Carter Got to Know made an appearance, and TV shows are finally validated on the big screen. That 70s scene opened with Stan Lee's cameo, including a bumper sticker labeled Enough Said, which is how Stan would often end his soapbox messages, which always encouraged people to be better versions of themselves. Before Black Widow voluntarily took the leap Gamora was forced to in Infinity War, the Red Skull, as portrayed by The Walking Dead's Ross Marquand in the Avengers movies rather than the original actor Hugo Weaving, tells her that her father's name is Ivan. This is likely a reference to the comic character Ivan Petrovich, a Russian man who adopts Natasha after rescuing her from a burning building. Once the fighting begins, Thanos breaks Captain America's shield just as he did in the Infinity Gauntlet comics and as predicted in Tony's dream sequence from Avengers Age of Ultron. He then goes on to wield Thor's hammer as he did in Thor number 390, fulfilling another Age of Ultron moment where Cap made the hammer flinch when he tried to pick it up. Just as the vanished Avengers start to show up, Sam Wilson tells Steve on your left, as Steve did to Sam when passing him while running around DC in The Winter Soldier. And finally, the dialogue fans have been waiting for, Captain America tells all of the Marvel heroes, Avengers assemble, which is the key comic book phrase from countless major issues. When the fighting wraps up, Iron Man is dead, but he has a hologram of himself, which could end up being an AI, or in essence, of Tony Stark in the future. The comics saw an AI version of Tony Stark coaching Riri Williams as she became Ironheart. The moment where Happy Hogan tells Tony's daughter Morgan that he'll get her all the cheeseburgers she wants goes back to Tony's return home in the first Iron Man movie, where all he wanted was a cheeseburger. Thor's next journey appears to be with the Guardians of the Galaxy. He outright dropped a comic book title when he called the group the Asgardians of the Galaxy, but for now the next movie is still called Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. And finally, there is Steve and Bucky's last words to each other. Steve tells his best friend, "Don't do anything stupid until I get back," to which Bucky responds, "How can I? You're taking all the stupid with you." This is the reverse of their exchange in Captain America: The First Avenger. Then there are the comic tributes, like Captain Marvel's new haircut being consistent with that of the modern comics, Hawkeye becoming the Ronin character first introduced in New Avengers number 11, 7, the Hulk being smart as he first appeared to be in Hulk number 377, Sam Wilson becoming the Falcon as he first did in Captain America number 25 before getting a comic series under the all-new Captain America title, the Hulk holding up an insane amount of weight to save other heroes as he did on the cover of Secret Wars number 4, and the A-Force launching with an all-female frame. What Easter eggs and references did you catch in Avengers Endgame? Share them in the comments section or send them my way on social media at Brandon Davis BD, and be sure to stay tuned to Comicbook.com/Marvel for more exclusive MCU content.